what's up, y'all? This is ASTRODIM, and I wanted to tell you a little bit more on how I record this podcast. It's through Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free 99. No hidden fees, no cost, no nothing. It's totally free. Dope, right? But there's more. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. So if you don't have any editing tools at all, that's totally fine. Anchor got you, okay? My favorite part is that Anchor will actually distribute your podcast for you, so it could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many, many more. That's so dope. And I get so many listeners from all different type of podcast platforms. So I just love Anchor. You can make money from your podcast as well with no minimum listenership. Anchor will basically just connect you to different sponsorships and sponsorship ads. This is like how you hear me doing actual ads through my podcast. Anchor will set it all up for you, boo-boo. Okay? It's awesome. It's really, really cool. It's everything you need to make a podcast in just one little place, one secure place. I just love Anchor so much. It just really makes the whole process just easy. So I can focus on the real stuff. Astrology, right? So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Peace. What up, y'all? This is AstroDim here, laying in my bed because what? Because, it's my Bed and Astrology. Whatever. I'm not late. It's 4:07 my time. And, the full moon already happened. And it's kind of waning now. Shit. The full moon is in Virgo today. And today, mind you, is March 9th. This podcast episode is dedicated to one of the best MCs, my top 5 that are alive, Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, a.k.a. Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. the only Christopher I acknowledge is Wallace bitches, okay? R.I.P. to him. This is the day that he passed away. Sad situation, but now he's an ancestor. We can revere him, and he is, we can appreciate the work that he's done. Passed away at 25, which is like crazy young. Or I think he might have been 24. Yeah, crazy shit. So, I can't even imagine my life ending at 24, where I was at. It's crazy. So, this episode's dedicated to him. But, we're talking about the full moon here. And the full moon's in Virgo at 19 degrees, 37 minutes. That's when the sun and the moon was exactly opposite. Again, March 9th today at 1:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So what's the meaning of the full moon? The moon is basically what I basically just described, when the sun is opposite of the moon exactly. But the cool thing about the full moon is that the energies of the full moon happens 3 days prior. Maybe even longer. You can feel the full moon beforehand because it's such a significant event monthly for us. You know what I mean? And of course, the full moon is, throughout the whole cycle, you have to focus on releasing the energy in which the moon is at. But it's the most potent, 3 days prior and 3 days after. And of course, the very day is where it's the most potent. Okay. But yes, the full moon astronomically is when, the sun and the moon are opposite of each other. And so in its appearance, the moon looks like we can see all of the moon is not in any phase where we can only see partial of the moon because of the Earth's shadow. We can see the full bright side of the moon's face. Okay, that's a full moon. And it affects us greatly, of course, because the gravitational pull, that I forgot what the phrase was called, scientific term, but because of the strong gravitational pull and the weird gravitational pull that the moon has with the Earth, it really shakes and makes a difference in our water. And of course, humans are made mostly of water. The Earth's made mostly of water. So of course, the Earth is greatly affected. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's what the full moon is astronomically. Astrologically, is basically represents when we feel one way, but we express ourselves another. It's because the moon represents our inner selves, our emotions, how we feel. The sun represents our self-expression, the conscious actions that we take, how we express ourselves just in general, right? And so, they're in opposite ends of the Earth, which means opposite ends of the chart. The moon's in Virgo, the sun's in Pisces. And so we, feel Virgoian, but we're not acting Virgoian. We are expressing ourselves Piscean. So that's what it is astrologically, okay? So to get a little bit deeper with that, internally, we want to practically understand our emotions so we can figure out a plan to address them. But externally, we want to feel and express our emotions unapologetically, or feel and express ourselves unapologetically, letting those, emotions guide us. You know what I mean? And so it's really interesting because, it's like we want to have more order to our emotions so we can understand how we feel and address them and do something about it. But on the outside, and how we really want to express ourselves, is we want to be free within our emotions. You know what I mean? Allow ourselves to feel openly and freely. Allow ourselves to be a vessel to certain situations, so we can be empathic and really feel things out, and let our emotions and the emotions of others guide us. So it's really opposite town here. And the thing is, I always say this, we have to follow the sun. All right, the sun is our leader. That's why the whole, the Egyptians weren't wrong with the whole sun god thing. Like, we're supposed to follow the sun. It is where if the sun were to go out, we'll all be doomed. All right, but if Jupiter got knocked out, then it'll suck, but we'll be able to live. That's how important the sun is. We have to evolve. Like, it's our source. It's just generally our source. And so, at least with this solar system. And so, we have to follow whatever the sun wants us to follow. And since the sun in the Earth's vantage point is in Pisces, then we have to express ourselves in Pisces, which means that we have to let go of the energy that we're feeling that's quite Virgoian. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong for us to not want to handle our emotions in a practical sense. It's just not time yet. And we are being a little bit too harsh on ourselves. We're not on the program. The program is to express ourselves emotionally and freely and unapologetically. We're not supposed to be being critical with our feelings right now, right? We're supposed to be expressing ourselves in a freeing way. And so it's a time and place for everything. So what we need to do is, it's at times where we're the most critical of ourselves, or the aspects in which we're the most critical of ourselves, where we are just very strict, and we really want to have like routines and organizations, and we're not letting it go because it's so important. We have to follow a specific procedure. We need to let that go wherever the moon is in your chart, and whatever part, because that kind of shows you where in your life that we're feeling that way, basically. So you have to let go of the moon energy when it's full moon, and then we have to accept the sun energy, and that's what we need to do during full moon phases. Okay. All right. So the moon Again, it's at 19 degrees. That means the sun, when the moon and the sun was exact 19 degrees, blah, blah, blah. And so that means that the moon was in the second degree of Virgo, which is a Saturn decant. And the sun in Pisces, it was at second degree Pisces, which is a Cancer decant. And so, within this want of, having some order and some organization and criticisms within our emotions so we can practically do things to take care of it, right? We're doing all of this to have some authority and control over our feelings and authority and control over our life, because this is in a Saturn decant. However, because, the sun is in the second decade of Pisces, which is ruled by Cancer and the moon, we need to tend to our own feelings. We need to practice understanding our feelings and the people and entities' feelings that are around us. You know what I mean? So we can be able to differentiate how I feel versus how someone else is feeling, if I'm picking up someone else's feelings and confusing it with my own. Like Pisces season is really us strengthening our spiritual know-how, our intuitive know-how, to be the best intuitive beings that we can be, to allow ourselves to be vessels of God, of higher elevated beings, so we can do what we have to do for the collective conscious and the collective unconscious, right? And so being so strict and practical at this moment is just not serving us right now. There's a time and a place for everything, that's why there's Virgo season, Virgo new moon, time and place for everything. But when it comes to this type of stuff, we need to let go, and then also too, if you feel like, well, damn, man, I really want to have routine and be practical and shit like that, you can do it in other aspects of your life, just not the aspect of your life where Virgo is in your chart right now. And also, the sun will come out next month. All right. So there's going to be a Virgo moon next month. It may not be full. It may not be new, but the moon's going to be in Virgo. So you can do it then. But right now, we need to let go of the energy of us just being overcritical and strict within ourselves, on an emotional standpoint. Okay. All right. Also, this is at 19 degrees, which is a Libra degree. So I feel like a lot of this is us being able to differentiate our feelings with the other feelings of others, right? And learning to not be so strict and critical of other people's feelings that we have one-on-one relationships with, and being a little bit free and open with our own feelings and other people's feelings, so we can know how to pick up, almost like telepathy, know how to pick up how people feel in an easier way. Again, we're pushing up conscious levels here, you know what I mean? We're being better on a spiritual basis. So we need to rise up, straight up, so this is helping us become better partners, better people in relationships, you know what I mean? So yeah, very cool shit. Lastly, oh wow, I'm kind of running through this reading, y'all, which is interesting. It's a Virgo moon though, so of course I'm being quite efficient. Cause I wrote notes. It usually takes me 20-30 minutes to get through this shit, but damn, man, I'm running through this. I mean, it may take me some time to go through the aspects though, so I always feel like I'm going fast though. Do y'all notice that? I always feel like I'm going fast in these readings. Let me drink this juice. Also, by the way, if you are in the Boston metro area, there is a juice spot called Quench. Go follow them at Quench at Instagram. They make health conscious juices, right? So refreshing, so invigorating, so fucking delicious. Go check out Quench, please. Okay. Actually, I like to go off the fly with these readings, right? It shows my prowess. But I want to actually pull up the actual act, so I can get y'all right, okay? So it is quench.coldpress. Okay. QUENCH.COLDPRESS. They're located in the Boston metro area. Check them out. Quench Cold Press on Instagram. They'll deliver the juices to you, and it's really it's like not only delicious, but you can feel the difference when you drink them. Right now I'm drinking the beet one. Oh, it's so good, and it really, you just feel alive. Like, it really does something to your energy. It's just delicious. So check it out. Okay. All right. Anyways, so this, 19 degrees, right? 9 plus 1 equals 10. 10 plus 0 equals 1. So this is a 1. This is new beginnings. And so, I wouldn't be surprised if people get into like new relationships or have like a newfound feeling in relationships. But regardless, wherever the Virgo moon is in your chart is where you're going to feel this new beginning, is where you're going to feel this invigoration. You know what I mean? So it's actually really beautiful energy. You get to start anew and to get things popping in your life how you want to get it popping, In astrology, of course, with 1, it's connected to the Aries energy, which is all about having a passion, a personal passion of yours, and being motivated and driven to getting that shit done and making it happen, And with first house energy is connected to that as well, but it's all about self. It's your personal motivations, your drives, your personality, your persona, your appearance. You know what I mean? How you're seen when people first see you. Again, it just starts with self, and how you yourself can start this new beginning within your life. And new beginning is the definition for 1 with numerology as well. It's the individual. It's the person who goes after what they want. It's the person who can stand alone and be fine with standing alone. Yes, you were talking about relationships at 19 degrees, but the change starts within you. The change always starts with you. So it's really dope how this energy has the connection of relationships, the connection of individuality, and the connection of what you do for in your own life, and how you are can make a change within your own life, as well as the collective. I feel like all aspects are being shown with this energy. Is really cool. And then tarot is the one, again, that's new beginning again. Okay. New beginnings within your life in general. So yeah, this is a new beginning. This is where we can start. It makes a lot of sense. We're near the spring equinox, so we're prepping for the real new year. All right. So yeah, it's just cool shit, y'all. Bopping. All right. So the rest of the aspects that I have here, right? The rest of the aspects as being made to this not new moon, full moon. Jesus Christ. All right. So we gotta talk about how this moon is opposite Neptune, and where the sun is at, is conjunct the sun. This is actually pretty excellent. Okay. I don't know if I should talk about that aspect last, or should I talk about it? I think I should talk about it last. Do you think I should talk about it last, y'all? Then I'm going to talk about it last. Let's talk about these trine sextiles that are happening, right? And so the moon is trine Mars and the sun is sextile Mars, right? And so this is so dope. So, okay. I'm just going to say this. This happened to the whole Capricorn stellium. The moon is going to be trine Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, and the sun is going to be sextile Mars, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, because they're all in Capricorn, right? And the dope thing about this is that trine energy is so harmonious that you don't even realize it's happening sometimes. It's easy. This is why they say people that have grand trines, they're just so talented, but they don't even realize how talented they are and they're so used to things just happening and working out for them, they don't even apply pressure. They're almost spoiled. So it's kind of like that type of energy where it's going to be easy for you to let go of the things you need to let go when it comes to Virgoian energy. And it's going to be excellent opportunity for you to learn how to be more Piscean with sextile energy. Sextile energy is harmonious as well, but you always learn a lesson within it. You always see a different perspective, but you learn the lesson and you see this new perspective in an easy flowing way where you can just take it in and realize it and apply it to your life as needed. And so what's really dope about this is that this is beautiful energy to do some healing. Beautiful energy to let go of criticisms of how you kind of harm yourself over being perfect, how you are too critical, how you are too organized and routine, and how it could really affect your life in not a great way. And so, I really suggest you guys to do some moon ritual, some moon healing during this full moon, because you can really get yourself right on word. You really can. Wow, I aged myself by saying on word. Okay, so right, the moon's going to be trine Mars, right? And so you're going to be realizing how, well, first of all, Mars in Capricorn is dope. It's exalted there, right? And so it's exalted there because Capricorn's all about an end goal, having control and authority of a certain part of their life. That's the end goal, to be on top and to have control of a situation so they can help a situation as much as they can. Having Mars there kind of shows that, you take action to have authority. You take action to be on top. You take action to have control over your life. You know what I mean? And so there's always an end goal there. So it's really dope energy. But the thing is that with the moon trine here, emotionally, you could be a little bit too critical over how you feel about the actions that you take sometimes. And so this is a great opportunity for you to emotionally review the actions that you take, you know what I mean? And kick out things that no longer serves you and bring in things that serve you best. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to realize that not everything is done in a process and a procedure in a practical way, that some things are intuitive. Some things you have to feel out. Some things are literally sent through God, sent to angels. And some opportunities are just magical. And so, but you're going to be able to be open to learn about that and feel that out. And so you have to kind of learn how to allow your emotions to guide you. Again, like I mentioned before, and not be so critical, not be so practical all the time. Because with you digging into the details, you can't see, you're not going to be able to see what's happening in front of you and smell the roses when necessary. You feel what I'm saying? And so, this is an easy flowing lesson of you letting go of being overcritical of self and over the moves that you make. Being less critical of your personal feelings and how you go about the how you take action on your feelings. You know what I mean? And you're just going to realize, like, okay, let me get my head off the books real quick and see what's around me and see the blessings that are around me and the abundance that's around me. And so you're going to be able to have the positivity of being critical, but at the same time, allow the universe to work for you as well. Really dope energy there. With the moon trining Jupiter and the sun sextiling Jupiter, very, very interesting energy there. We're going to be, our emotions are going to be big, very, very big. And of course, depending on how this is aspecting in your chart, these big emotions could be tough or it could be great. But even if they are tough, there's a grand lesson for this feeling that is going to help you in the long run with that trine energy. And it's going to be easy flowing, this lesson. However, Jupiter is, of course, about abundance, right? It can give you an abundance of anything, good or bad. But Jupiter also is about like your philosophy, beliefs, religions, and ideas. And so, you are going to be feeling the whole idea of like, you're going to be feeling out and really being emotionally attached to the different philosophies, beliefs, and ideas that you've been connected to and that you resonate with. But, with the Virgo moon, you might be feeling like, okay, I believe in this philosophy, this belief, this idea, this new foreign whatever, right? And I have to do something now. You know what I mean? I have to prove myself. I have to show out. But sometimes you don't need to take action. All you need to do is have faith. And so this is a great lesson for you to, when you catch yourself doing that, feeling like you have to do something, you have to go at it, to stop and to realize, no, sometimes I just need to have faith. At this moment, I just need to have faith. I need to believe. I need to emote. You know what I mean? You have to kind of stop yourself for a second and allow that to happen. And the thing is, if you're consciously aware of this placement, and you stop yourself and just say, I need to just have faith, that's that sextile energy. The sextile energy is harmonious. So you're consciously stopping yourself and trying to learn the lesson so it can come through. And it's going to come through harmoniously, but you need to be a little bit more conscious with that sextile energy. But naturally, you're going to be wanting to be like, oh, I'm feeling this idea, I have to do something about it. But if you stop yourself, have the faith, that's the Piscean energy, the sun sextile Jupiter. You can have more abundance, you'll have more wealth, you have more understanding of the different philosophies, beliefs, and ideas. But if you're trying to go, even on an emotional standpoint, it's not going to take you anywhere. You have to be able, when it comes to big ideas that like what Jupiter represents, a lot of it's connected to faith and source. And you have to let faith, source, and, sources, helpers to guide you. They are in a different dimension. There's no other way for them to guide you unless you open yourself up for it in an intuitive way. But if you keep going and going and going, like, oh, I feel something, I have to do something about it. No, just feel and allow yourself to feel and get the intuitive messages that you need. And then you'll be able to understand this philosophy, this belief, this idea, and how to gain abundance. You'll be able to get that, but you have to just allow yourself to feel instead of just feeling like you have to do something, have to go. You get what I'm saying? And this is like, it's so crazy because I had this conversation with, shout out to Many Moons Intuitive. I had this conversation with Many Moons just last night about something similar, and she was pretty much telling me to pretty much just have faith. And so I'm giving myself my own advice, and I'm just realizing right now, I love when that happens. It's hilarious. But yeah, like, be careful when the go. You know what I mean? You can get lost, especially in a trine. You can't help but to feel that. But if be conscious and allow that sextile energy to work. Sextile energy is probably one of the dopest energies. Yes, trine is more easy, but sextile is harmonious, but it's a lesson learned in the process. It's so dope. Like, you always get to learn. It's always interesting. So just consciously stop yourself when you feel like, if I have to do something, I have to go, I have to take action, I have to do something practically. Just allow yourself to feel at this time. You have to let go of being overly critical of the philosophies, beliefs, and ideas that you have. Again, even on an emotional standpoint, okay? So be aware of that. This energy is connected with Pluto too, where the moon is trine Pluto and the sun is sextile Pluto. And so this is great energy for change. However, you can run around, you can take action based off of your emotions. You can take practical action based off your emotions, actually. You can do all of that, but, at the end of the day, real transformation comes from the universe, comes from God, and that opportunity. You know what I mean? That's why when people work at something, it doesn't work. Work at something, it doesn't work, and then work at something the third time, and it finally works because the universe said it's okay. You feel what I'm saying? That's why That's why. All right. And so again, you want that transformation in your life, whether it's intimacy, whether it's just a change within your financial life, whether it's a change within your spiritual self, a change within love, romance, whatever, a change within your personal power. You want that change. You have to allow the universe to you have to allow yourself to work with the universe. You have to allow the universe to give you the messages. And this is why it's Piscean season right now. We have to allow ourselves to be free to open this up. And being overly critical and being overly practical, we're going to miss the whole fucking point of the universe helping us. You feel what I'm saying? And then that transformation is not going to happen. It's going to keep brooding and brooding and brooding, because that's what that Pluto Scorpion and 8th house energy does. It broods and it brews. It brood and brew. And that's why when transformation does happen, it happens like very intensely. So they hold on to emotions and hold on to emotions. But if you realize that, hey, I just need to let go, let God, allow myself to feel, allow myself to be a vessel for the Most High, then I can get the necessary messages, and information in order to create that positive transformation within my life. But you have, again, it's a sextile energy. You have to stop yourself and be able to take in the information. You feel me? You want a transformation within authority? You gotta open your fucking ears. Okay? All right. So, but again, guys, I'm giving you advice, but this is all happening in a beautiful, easy, flowing, harmonious way. All right. So just, let it flow. Toni Braxton. Okay. Second to lastly, the moon's going to be trine Saturn. The sun's going to be sextile Saturn. And so again, you want to have authority and control over your life, over your status, over your career, over your reputation. You want all of that, and you're willing to work. You're willing to, you feel that you need that change within your life, and you're willing to do, based off your feelings, do something in order to, create that change and have that authority and control over your life. The thing is, though, is that the universe can give that to you, especially at this moment, especially at Pisces season. The universe can give you at least the clues on how you can do that on your own. But again, you have to open yourself up for that, okay? And the beautiful thing about this is that the moon is opposite Neptune and the sun is conjunct Neptune. Man, Neptune and Pisces, they're like this, that's Pisces. I mean, that's Neptune's home is Pisces, right? And so literally, this is so funny how literal this works. Literally, the sun being right next to Neptune is telling you guys have to let go and let God and listen intuitively and get the messages. Again, we have to follow the sun always, right? No matter what phase of the moon is, no matter what anything is, we got to follow the sun. The sun is literally telling you to be more Neptunian, be more Piscean, let go, let God, feel intuitively, allow yourself to express emotions freely and unapologetically, so you can understand what these higher elevated energies are trying to tell us. So we can live our best lives and have the collective live their best lives, right? But the moon is opposite of this energy. We can't help but to be overly critical. We can't help to be overly detailed. We can't help to want to find a process or a procedure or a way to do things. When the thing is, sometimes, like, just life in the universe is not just 3D. Only Earth is 3D, And I can understand people getting stuck within the whole idea of the 3D life, because this is our life. We're on Earth. But the universe, spirit, this whole experience is more than 3D. It is. And so I understand us being confused, us really feeling like things always have to be done. Steps have to always be taken on a literal and practical sense. But it doesn't. You know what I mean? The sun being conjunct Neptune is saying that you got to believe and you got to be free and you got to accept your feelings and intuitive messages that you have and express them appropriately. You know, my sun is conjunct Neptune natally, right? And I was just talking to Many Moons again. Shout out to Many Moons Intuitive. Follow her, please, on Instagram. That's her name, Many Moons Intuitive. It's on Instagram. That's her actual name on Instagram. But anyways, I was just telling her, when it comes to me like singing and writing songs, and even when it comes to me with this too, right? It's like I'm channeling. Like I wasn't trained to do astrology by any, like, a lot of astrologers have mentors and stuff. I had no mentor. I studied this on my own, right? And I've been studying for years, and then I finally was like, you know what, I should do readings for other people about like 3 years ago, right? But a lot of times when I would read for people now and before then, you know, a lot of the messages that I would get is intuitive, because when you certain aspects, it has a theme, but it could be manipulated and happen in different ways, you know, depending on the person. But, you know, and sometimes it's not so it's not so like apparent in the chart. And so a lot of times, like, astrologers be using their intuition to really fill in the blanks, you know what I mean? And so I noticed that when I was doing readings, you know, I could fill the blanks with my intuition. And then when I wrote songs, like, again, I was never classically trained at all, period, to write songs and sing. However, it just naturally happens, and you kind of have to think, like, why am I just know how to do this where other people are struggling at this? It's because I'm getting, literally, without even realizing it, within a flash of a second, I'm intuitively picking up things that needs to be said for the collective, to the collective, and to myself. Because my sun's conjunct Neptune. Sun represents expression, including your talents and your creativities. Neptune represents, you know, it has a spiritual aspect to it, but it's like, you know, your empathicness, your subconscious, and you picking up things on a spiritual and intuitive level. You know what I mean? And so that's why that happened. Because I'm supposed to have those talents for a reason. And I'm channeling the messages from the Most High and other highly elevated energies. And then I'm delivering them through my talents. You know what I'm saying? And so what you guys need to do is allow these highly elevated energies to work through you, so you can solve your own problems, solve other people's problems, and solve the world's problems. And it's all happening unconsciously. That's why it's the unconscious collective. That's why the 12th house is known for that. It's all happening unconsciously. It's crazy. It's a weird experience. It's strange. A lot of people don't get it. You got to be a 12th houser to really, really, really get it. Okay? It's but one thing that I do, or, you know, you could also have like Neptune somewhere closely in your chart, like me, like Neptune conjunct Sun, that could really help you open your eyes to that. But regardless, though, this is why it's very important for us to allow ourselves to feel and express ourselves freely and not be critical of our self-expression, be critical of our emotions, because with Sun conjunct Neptune, the Lord is trying to tell you something right now. Color purple. Okay? Okay, let me know if you got the reference. Okay? God's trying to tell you something right now. And God can't just be coming. I mean, if you wanted to, he could, but that's a lot of, you know, there's too many of y'all out here. God is not going to just come down and be like, listen, blah, 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 blah. We have to be able to get the messages intuitively. And that's why it's important for us to express our emotions freely and openly, because, you know, us doing that is God actually talking to us getting the signals on an emotional and intuitive level and empathic level. You feel me? I hope you guys feel me. So yeah, this is very interesting, but we're learning through this experience to not be so critical, because us being so critical, focus on the details, focusing on routines, we're missing the whole spiritual point. You know what I mean? We're missing the whole point, and we're our heads are down looking at the details and not realizing what's in front of us. A miracle can happen right in front of us, but if our heads are down looking at the details, we're gonna fucking miss it. You feel me? So definitely keep that in mind. But that's what I got for y'all. I hope this new moon's lovely. Please make sure to definitely do some full moon rituals. Let go, let God. Okay, remember, this is the energy of letting go. Let go of how you're critical over yourself. Let go of, the ways that, negative habits. Actually, that's a good thing to let go of. Let go of negative habits. Let go of how you're overly critical of yourself. Let go of like routines and how organization can get in the way sometimes. Allow yourself to be free sometimes. You know what I mean? Let go of like how being too critical, too on point, too detailed can just make you miss the point. Let go of that. Now, I'm not saying let go of all the routines in any way that you're organized and everything. Of course not, right? We're in the 3D world. However, being too critical and being too detail oriented, you can miss the big picture and the whole point. Okay? So much love to you guys. I hope you have a lovely full moon, and definitely be sure to do some releasing rituals for the moon today. Peace out.